The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast, is brought to you by, well, of course, you. If you want to learn more about how you can support the show, go to patreon.com/expat2020. Hey everyone, welcome to The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast, episode 40, our special E3 2021 predictions episode. I'm your host, Expat, along with my panel of guests today, BurlyMenGaming. How are you?
Great, man. Thanks for having me again.
All right. PhoenixArising, how are you, man?
I'm doing great, man. It's always a pleasure to be on the show.
Excellent. And making his first appearance on The Arena, our friend of the show, turn-based Carl. Carl, how you doing, man?
Doing great. Just honored to be here. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. All right. So, first of all, I'd like to talk about what you guys have been playing this past week. Of course, we got a lot of stuff to cover tonight. Of course, our predictions for E3. But first of all, what have you guys been playing this last week? Start with you, Burly. What have you been up to?
I've been streaming and playing the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I've just finished the first game. And who would have thought an EA BioWare game gave me no issues, where a Capcom game gave me nothing but issues?
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that. So, but you got it all sorted out, though, right?
Yeah. No, I was able to finish the game, but the game still crashes at certain points. I've messaged Capcom. Capcom support sucks. So I'm anti-Capcom now.
I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, but you were able to at least finish the game, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And Phoenix, what have you been playing, man?
I've been playing Biomutant.
Oh.
I got it for like $10. So yeah, I was really excited about that because I didn't really want to pay the full price for it. But I've ever since we talked about, the PlayStation portable thing the last time, I went and got myself a PSP Go. And I've recently started playing Tactics Ogre, and I'm really enjoying it. It's got like a Final Fantasy Tactics feel to it. And everybody that I've read, it says it's like the big brother of Final Fantasy Tactics, and there's actually more customization options and more classes and stuff like that. So yeah, it's between those two games.
All right. Awesome. And Carl, what have you been playing recently, this last week?
Before I said that, I will agree. Tactics Ogre is a fantastic game. I adore it. But yes, I've been playing Final Fantasy X HD. Just came to Game Pass.
Yep.
And it's an interesting thing to play a game that you played originally 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And looking at it from the big age gap, different point in your life, and it's I think it holds up fairly well enough. But it's one of those things where you can see that this was the first actual 3D like Final Fantasy, and they did a lot of voice work, which is pretty cool. Although it's very sort of stilted, kind of wooden sometimes voice work. But it's all right. Combat holds up all right. It's not the deepest system out there for one of these games.
Right.
And it's much more linear than I even remember.
You've been playing some Blitzball?
Blitzball, yes. Oh, I enjoy Blitzball, actually. I know a lot of people aren't a big fan of the Blitzball, but, it's a turn-based sport, and I love that. I love that. Turn-based is my thing.
Yeah. So, Carl, are you playing it on Series X, the Final Fantasy game?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. And how does it run on the Series X for you?
Well, at times it does seem like I feel like it's sort of stuttering, or it just doesn't. I don't think it's not 60 frames per second.
Yeah.
The times it seems like it is moving. It's running better, but then it's weird. I don't think there's any sort of optimization going on for it. It's just this port doesn't seem like it has any sort of bells and whistles either. You know, like I played Final Fantasy VIII Remastered that had, like your fast forwards for battles and like your other things, just like quality of life things.
Yeah.
I think awesome. The 10 remaster, the things they added were from the international, like the Dark Aeons, and a few other things they added with that.
Oh, I couldn't really hear you there.
Burly, could you say that again for him?
Oh, sorry, no problem. I said with the 10 HD remaster, what they added were like the Dark Aeon fights from the international version, and there were a few other things like I think a few different weapons, a few more monsters for you to do hunt and fight in the monster arena.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Maybe I'll get to that. Although I don't know, I might move on before I get to any of that stuff. Though I might try the Final Fantasy X too, which is on there as well. I haven't never actually played that one.
I'm glad they actually added those on there because those are great games.
Yeah. Well, I've been playing Judgment. I'm still I'm on chapter 10 now. I'm almost finished it. There's 13 chapters altogether, and I'm just loving the game. It's intense, and the plot thickens with every chapter. And I'm really looking forward to Lost Judgment that's coming in September. So, of course, those of you that might not know what Judgment is, it's a Yakuza-based game. It stars Kimura Takuya. He's a very famous actor out here in Japan, and it's based basically in the same location as the Yakuza game series is, which is in Tokyo, which is based on Kabukicho, but they have a fictional name called Kamurocho. I love the combat in it. I just love the story even more, though. I mean, it's captivating. It's very emotional. It's riveting. It's very powerful. I'm just looking forward to it. It's one of those types of games that I don't want to finish, because it's like I want to just keep going and going and going,
What are you playing it on?
I'm playing it on the PS5. And,
okay.
It runs very well on the PS5. It's just one of those types of games that I just don't want it to end because the story is so good. It just keeps getting better and better as it goes on. But so Judgment for me. Okay, so before we get into our E3 predictions, the bulk of the show, please hold on for this brief message about where you can find the podcast.
Before the crew discuss their E3 2021 predictions, this episode of The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast, will be going to Patreon in early access for the first 3 days after recording. So if you would like to support the show and become a patron at the entry tier 1 level at $1 per month, you get early access to every episode and listen ad-free, along with other perks, including exclusive post-show content, plus special bonus episodes. Please visit patreon.com/expat2020 for further details. On Tuesdays each week, the podcast will be uploaded to all free podcast services, where you can find us on any podcast app for iOS or Android, Spotify, Amazon Music, and on Expat's YouTube channel, Expat2020 Gaming. Just download your favorite podcast app, or open Spotify and search for The Arena, the multi-platform gaming news podcast. Subscribe, follow us, post a review, and leave us questions, comments, and feedback if you like, if that feature is available there, and spread the word about the podcast. We also have a Discord called The Arena Podcast, where you can join and chat with the Arena Podcast community, and the podcast website is at expat2020.podbean.com, where you can follow us and leave questions and comments as well. Finally, you can also follow us on Twitter at The Arena, AMPGNP, as well as on Instagram at The Arena_podcast. Now, back to the show.
Okay, guys, it's time for our E3 predictions, our first annual E3 predictions episode. So I just want to say, too, our other co-host, Dan, he said hello to all of you. Of course, he couldn't make this episode because of his work obligations. But
hi, Dan.
Yeah, he wanted to say
Dan.
hi to you guys. So anyway.
We love you, Dan.
Did you write in any predictions?
No.
Aw.
His usual prediction would have been like for the 2021 predictions episode was there will be some games announced. Some will be good. Some will be meh.
No, I can really rate his predictions here. There'd be Genshin to Go 2021.
Yeah.
22 and another train game.
Yeah. So, yeah, Dan's more of a retro guy anyway, but yeah, so. Okay, anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to go like in alphabetical order for our predictions. We're going to try to do 2, maybe 3 predictions for each one of us. So we'll go Burly and then Carl and then me and then Phoenix. Okay, so like in alphabetical order. Okay, so Burly, you're up, man. Prediction number 1 for E3 this year. What do you got?
My first prediction, I think Nintendo, I'm going to go Nintendo with this.
Okay.
I think Nintendo, for their event, they're going to open with a small little trailer. It's going to be the next Smash Brother character to be revealed.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in this trailer, they're going to troll us till the end, because like they did with the whole Sephiroth one, troll us with Gino. I think we're getting Waluigi. Just because, you know what, the fan outcry and hell, they want to troll us with everything else, so why not troll us with that?
See?
Me likey.
It's hard to believe he's not even in the game yet, right?
Yeah.
All right. They got Wario, but not Waluigi.
Yeah. Poor guy.
Yeah, why is that? What are they thinking there?
Well, I think that's their breaking in case of an emergency. If we need to sell something, to sell a few more copies, we have this in the bank. We'll try all this other stuff. Like, because the last character, I remember when I watched the reveal, it was like, oh, this is neat. The Xenoblade character, but I didn't care enough. I know quite a few people that are like, well, unless you're hardcore into Xenoblade, you're not really going to care. So I think they'll do something kind of just general.
I see.
Yeah, I didn't even know who that character was when they announced it.
Yeah, as someone who plays Smash Brothers online, a lot of people started using that character. So it got to the point where I learned her moves pretty easily and learned how to fight against her. I'm a Link main, so it took me a second, but yeah, it was pretty aggravating.
You'd think Crash Bandicoot would be an obvious choice at some point.
Yeah. Burly, what do you think about that? Crash,
I would like to see, and I think they potentially could do it, but Nintendo has done weird things on who has been in Smash and who isn't. Like, you could have put a gun to my head. I would never have thought we would have got, was it the Minecraft character Steve?
I thought that reveal was incredible. I'm not like a Smash player, and I've played it before, but watching that trailer, I was like, this is cool. I like this.
So, I mean, you think this is going to be right at the beginning of the Direct?
Yeah, I think they're going to be, because just how do you open? Because we've had this whole, there was no E3 last year. You want to set the message, because they said it's like a 40-minute thing.
Yeah,
go straight in, give you that, because I think what was it? Their Nintendo Direct was in March. They just straight opened with it. So Nintendo has done it before, and it's worked for them. So why not do it again?
I see. Yeah, that's a possibility. Start small and end big, I guess, in a sense. Yeah. Okay. All right. So thank you, Burly, for that one. So, Carl, you're up. Your first prediction for E3 2021.
All right. I want to get right to Starfield here. I want to talk about some details. Here's what I think is going to happen. So Microsoft, I think they're going to open the show with Starfield.
Okay.
And it's obviously this game's going to be a first-person RPG, like Fallout or Elder Scrolls. I mean, they haven't said, but come on, that's obvious.
Yeah.
I think the setting is probably going to be something akin to Star Trek, and taking place maybe a few hundred years in our future. that sort of thing. And interestingly, I found an article from Kotaku 2010 where Bethesda once wanted to do a Star Trek RPG, but it just never happened for whatever reason. So I think there's possibility that could be sort of influence. And you'll probably have a bunch of alien races you can choose from as your character, like Elder Scrolls. You can choose the different races. Mm-hmm. And, this should be like some sort of main open hub world, but I think maybe you'll also be able to do some sort of procedurally generated planet travel. Yeah. And then I think they're going to say it's going to be only on Series X and S and PC.
Yeah.
No Xbox One.
Yeah. It's going to be exclusive, you're saying. Yeah. To the Series X and S and PC.
And it's going to be obviously 2022 based on what pretty much everybody's saying now.
So you think it's going to be not very similar, but sort of similar to Mass Effect in a way, where you're meeting a bunch of alien races and you're in one quadrant of the galaxy or something like that?
Yeah, that seems like, it makes sense for what they would want to do. But, actually, when I see Mass Effect more akin to Star Wars, even though it is sort of science-y, but it is sort of that like adventure, action-y thing. And I can see, the way Bethesda makes games going a more science-y route.
Yeah.
And they can, if it's not in some, way far away universe, they can bring in some maybe historical things. They like to do that with Fallout, but then Elder Scrolls, they like to build their own totally unique world. So they can kind of do a bit of both here.
Yeah. Burly, Phoenix, any comments on that for Starfield?
All I know is I am super excited for Starfield. I really love that was one of the games when you asked me what I've been playing lately. One of the games I left out was No Man's Sky.
Oh yeah.
They've actually been doing like expeditions and stuff like where you
updates,
have to. So we've been playing. Me and my buddy's been playing that lately, and just diving into the space world again is getting me excited. And I've been reading on Starfield, and that's definitely one that I've been anticipating. Unfortunately, I don't have a new gen console, so I will definitely have to probably pick that up on PC. But I'm looking forward to that, and I hope that is one that they reveal, because there's literally there's no gameplay, we don't know hardly anything about it besides the fact that it's a cross between Skyrim and Fallout. So just the fact that it's going to be a single player open world RPG in space, you know what I'm saying? It's just the possibilities are limitless. And I just whistled through my gap in my teeth, so sorry about that.
It's all right.
But yeah, I'm excited. I'm definitely on board with Starfield being the base of what they do.
Yeah, I really think they need to show some gameplay. If it's just like a CG trailer or something like that, that'll be very disappointing. They got to show something now.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, at this point, they're just being greedy.
Burly, any comments on that, on Starfield?
Yeah, I agree that it's most likely going to be a Microsoft exclusive. You have to either have the Microsoft consoles, or you're going to have it, or you have to have a PC. I don't think this project game's going to come to PlayStation.
No.
I don't think this is they may say 2022, but I have a feeling this is going to be a 2023 when all things are said and done.
Oh, don't say that, Burly.
I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong. Trust me, I want to be wrong.
Yeah.
So I hope I'm wrong, and then you can tell me, Burly's wrong.
You see,
trust me.
One of the reasons why I want to say, and I hope that they're going only Series XS. They're cutting out Xbox One, because that would actually help them get it out quicker.
Oh,
yeah. They won't have to put the extra time into the development for the past the Xbox One generation console. So
right. Yeah. Which would be the hardest thing for them to put it on,
right?
As we saw with Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
God. But I don't think we're gonna. I think we're gonna get a cinematic trailer, but we'll get a little bit of gameplay. Not much.
Yeah.
Not much. But that's just what I think and feel.
at this point, we'll take what they'll give us, as long as there's some form of a glimpse into what they're working on.
Yeah, I agree. I just need a taste.
Killing me. Yeah, just a little gum line taste.
Yeah. All right.
But sorry, one more thing.
Ahead, Carl.
I think that by the time it does release, they can easily have it set up where on Xbox One you can play the Series X version via the xCloud.
Yeah.
They're already starting to get the Series X, server blades out there for that. So,
yeah, that's a strong possibility, I think. Yeah. I think they're going to be pushing xCloud a lot at this event as well, too. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think they will push the xCloud. The real question is because they've been doing a lot with games on Game Pass day one. Do you think this game's going to come Game Pass day one?
Oh, absolutely.
So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
If it's an exclusive, I hope so.
Yeah. Oh,
which I'm sure it will be. I mean, I know it will be, but
yeah.
I hope so. Come to PC Game Pass, you'll get my money that month.
I think you can bet the house that any new Bethesda game is going to come to Game Pass day one now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So
right about that.
Yeah. Okay. My first prediction. Okay, this kind of runs into what Carl was talking about, for Starfield being first in the show. Well, I think Halo Infinite's going to be first in the show.
Oh, no.
And I kind of think it depends on, because it's a joint show, it's going to be Xbox and Bethesda. But I think if Xbox leads, I think they have to have the heavy hitter first. Halo Infinite will receive a launch date of November 10th. Which is the exact day of the Series X launch last year, which will be a Wednesday. But it'll mark the first anniversary of the Xbox Series X launch, and it will be on Game Pass day one, of course. And we will see a Halo Infinite Series X bundle with a trial subscription to Game Pass Ultimate as well. So they're probably going to push some kind of, Game Pass Ultimate trial during this show. I think with both 343 and the Coalition working together on this now, I feel that this is definitely going to release in November. And I think it's going to begin the presentation. And you're going to see a lot more gameplay, and you're going to see the enhanced graphical fidelity of the game, which they've been working on for a year now, since all of the mess that ensued last year with some of the screenshots that were trolled and thrown all over the internet and everything. So, I think it's going to be pretty explosive. And, I think they're going to give a release date. And my prediction is the release date's going to be November 10th. It's going to be the first year anniversary of the Series X. That is my first prediction. What do you guys think?
Yeah, definitely. That was one of the things I was actually going to talk about. They definitely, they have to, right? Halo Infinite. Okay, so I remember being a kid and getting an Xbox and just playing Halo for hours and hours and hours. And me and my buddies, once we finally started playing online, that's the only game we played.
Yeah.
So they kind of, in my opinion, as an avid Halo fan, they kind of dropped the ball in Halo 4. I wasn't too into that one.
Yeah.
So I'm really seeing this as a chance for them to bring it back and to show them what the new gen can run, especially with Halo Infinite coming out. I'm excited to see what they're going to do about that. But yeah, I was going to say that. So I'm pretty sure that they're going to open with that. Halo Infinite is going to be the Halo symbol or the song or something. It's just going to be a black screen with that song, and then boom, they're going to show us.
Yeah. Now, didn't they open last year with Halo?
Yes.
Yeah, but they have a rinse and repeat system that seems to work well for them. So I think they're going to be like, oh man, everybody was expecting Starfield, and then like they're going to get us going with Halo, and then they're going to hit us with Starfield.
It's really weird. It really depends. Because it's a joint conference. So, if Halo's going to come out before Starfield, then if I were a marketing guy at Microsoft, I would put Halo first. and then put Starfield last because it's going to be later on. So I don't know. That's just me, but yeah.
I tell you, the reason why I thought Starfield first, because they want to open with that big splash, right? If you think about everyone who's checking in on this show, they're going to be there at the beginning, right? Yeah. Most people are going to stay, like us. We love this stuff. We're going to watch every minute of it, but some people might not. And if the first thing that comes up is Halo again, I think there are some people who are going to be like, oh, here we go again. I already seen this.
Yeah.
You have a point. He has a valid point.
Yep. That's a good point. Yeah.
Now they could, I think, close the show with Halo Infinite. Yeah. And I think the advantage of possibly doing that would be they could announce at the way end of the show and say, and the open beta is available right now for anyone with Game Pass.
Yeah. That would be
be a fucking twist. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I would do, but I'm not in charge.
So, Burly, I just got to throw you in here because I know you've told me time and time again you still don't think Halo Infinite's coming out this year, right?
Right. That was one of my predictions for the prediction episode. I think it was the first episode of this year.
Yeah.
But I agree with Carl. They're gonna close the show with Halo. My thoughts, because people, we know a good chunk of their conference is going to be Bethesda based, at least probably about a half hour, I would say.
Yeah.
So I figure they'll start the Bethesda stuff early on. If not start with it, be like in the first 10 minutes, hit into Bethesda.
Yeah.
I think they're going to, because everyone's wanting to see what state Halo Infinite is in. Mm-hmm. They want you to watch the whole damn thing. So what better way to make you wait till the last minute that they're going to show this off?
Yeah.
I agree that they could do a drop of the Halo multiplayer beta, whether it'll drop that day or be like next week the beta goes live, or whatever time frame they're going to give.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still antsy on this game coming this year because I still think with what state it was in last time, they have to get this right, because they screw this up. It's like, well, I don't trust if they make any other Halo stuff or anything other their other franchise. Like, oh, this is just going to be another Halo Infinite thing.
Yeah, the Halo franchise really it hinders on this being successful. So they like Burly said, they have to get this right, dude.
Yeah. And the state it was in was not good. So I think they're going to, and with COVID makes it harder. So I think they're going to, I still think this is going to be an early 2022 game.
Oh,
I could be proven wrong.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Like I was saying during the prediction, you got the coalition, working together with 343 now, and they've been doing it for close to a year now, I guess. So you kind of think that it would probably be ready.
Yeah. Burly, what did you think of the state of the gameplay? Because obviously, like, the visuals, that's what everyone was harping on. But as far as the gameplay went, what they showed last year, I mean, I thought that there was nothing to really criticize.
Yeah, gameplay wise, from what I remember seeing, because it's been a while since I've watched that, it looked fine. I had no complaints there.
Okay, so that's why I think, like, I'm pretty certain it's going to hit this year, because they basically had an entire year to polish the visuals of the game.
Yeah.
But they've got to get the online. It's not just the visuals; you have to get that online right. Remember Master Chief Collection?
For sure, right?
That thing launched in a giant mess.
Yeah,
I got to think that was their first thing they did before. When they first started this project, they're like, look, that's what has to be done right away.
Right.
Right. Because there's going to be a good
collection. Sorry.
I was going to say, there's a good amount of people that buy these games, don't touch very little or don't even touch the single player at all, that are just going to jump into the multiplayer. Right. So they...
Right.
Absolutely.
I think they're going to start with a beta and be like, okay, we need to test this. Let people stress test the hell out of this. Like, I wouldn't be surprised they say, if you're to get access to the beta, you must be on Game Pass. put it through so that way you get more people on Game Pass, get them to kind of stick and be in that economy of Game Pass, and then have a lot of people stress test, because it's got to be right, because if it's day one, you pick it up, and then multiplayer, you're having all those issues, it's going to be a bad sign. But I can understand.
All of the other Halos are already on Game Pass, too.
Yeah. Yep. Also, it's got the free-to-play multiplayer, so there's going to be even more people jumping in.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
But I can understand why.
Any chance at a... Sorry.
I was going to say, I understand why you picked the date you did, Expat. If it's going to come this year, I think you're right on the date.
Yeah. I think that's a strong possibility. Yeah. We shall see.
Do we think there's any chance at a Battle Royale mode?
That's a possibility. Yeah. I think anything's game, really. It'll be interesting. We'll have to wait and see on that one. But
Battle Royale, I say yes. My hope is the second thing I'm going to say. I hope I'm wrong. Loot boxes or whatever damn term they're going to call them this year. I hope that shit's gone, but we know when EA shows off Battlefield 6, they're going to call loot boxes something else, and I'm sure Microsoft's like, and 343 are like, well, we could make some extra income, make these called battle boxes or gearbox, whatever the hell they want to call it.
Yeah.
But when you go free to play, don't you really have to do that?
Yeah. Okay, Phoenix, you're up, man. What's your first prediction for E3 2021?
All right, so my first prediction, I think it's going to be on the Nintendo side. So obviously, everyone knows that one of the biggest games on the Switch was Breath of the Wild.
Right.
Okay, and Breath of the Wild, I'm thinking that they're going to, this be the perfect time to announce Breath of the Wild 2. Okay. It's a perfect candidate to launch with the Switch Pro 2, which is also expected to arrive later on in 2021. But there isn't really a lot that they've announced on this game, even though they've told us about it. They've kind of been keeping everything under wraps. But I'm hoping that that's something that they open with. I'm hoping that they hit us, because, Nintendo, okay, so Xbox and Nintendo, they're the only ones doing E3 this year, right? No PlayStation.
Yeah.
Or do we know for sure?
Well, I mean,
this point.
As of this point, no PlayStation. There could be a state of play like a few days before that they just throw out there at the last minute, but as of now, nothing yet. No.
So I'm predicting that Breath of the Wild 2 it's one of Nintendo's cash crops. So I'm hoping I'm predicting that they hit us with something. I'm not going to say that they base their whole allotted time to that, but I do think it will make an appearance somewhere in that, in their video, in their release, whatever it's called.
Yeah,
showing.
The Nintendo Direct. The Direct.
Yeah, Nintendo Direct. Thank you.
Yeah, so it's about 40 minutes long, I think. That's how long the show is supposed to be. So.
Okay. I also read somewhere that they announced that they're going to be doing like 3 hours of gameplay. They haven't announced what games, but after the event, they're supposed to do like 3 hours at like a treehouse event.
Yeah.
So they'll show us, that could be a possibility as well. I'm not sure but I'm pretty positive they're going to show us something on Breath of the Wild 2. It's too big to not. You know what I mean? Like if you want to grab the fans' attention, Breath of the Wild 2 is the way to go.
Yeah.
And then obviously, they're probably going to have some Animal Crossing DLC or something like that. But I'm sure that one of those big names is going to have to come out for them to really capture. Which don't get me wrong, I know that in Japan, that Nintendo is way bigger than it is here in the States.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely, I'm hoping that that's what they do. That's just my prediction. I don't know.
Yeah, I was in one of the big electronic stores this afternoon and just scoping around to see if they had some kind of like Switch Pro announcements or anything like that. But not yet. Not yet.
Hasn't leaked yet, right?
Hasn't
been
leaked
announced
yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
But that's the thing about Japan, though, is like every day on Japanese TV, almost every hour you see a Nintendo commercial.
Yeah.
It's the marketing here is huge for Nintendo, of course. And then you get PlayStation commercials, not in the same frequency, but still, yeah. I mean, Nintendo is huge. So especially with the kids. Yeah. The elementary school kiddies, they love their Nintendos. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, if I was a kid, the Switch would be like my number one system for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. So, Burly, back to you. Prediction.
I was going to say something on the little Breath of the Wild 2. Yeah, I definitely believe they're going to show us that. I think it's going to be an end, because what's the biggest thing we believe Nintendo's going to show us is Breath of the Wild 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they'll end with that and then possibly reveal a new Switch console. But I think we'll get this late year.
Yeah.
Because I think the original Breath of the Wild was 2017 when it launched with the Switch. And this actually goes into my second prediction here.
Okay, go for it.
2021. We already got the state of play of this. We get Horizon near the end of the year, November, I'm thinking. So we're going to get Horizon Forbidden West.
Okay.
And we're not going to get a huge... We'll get a little bit more on gameplay, but we're not going to get a huge amount of time if Sony does a state of play.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we're going to get that concrete release date this year, because we're halfway through the year for Sony, and their next big title comes out next week with Ratchet & Clank. But after that, we're up in the air. They've already shown us Horizon, and we know they recently announced God of War ain't coming this year. We all kind of expected that. So I think they're just going to double down into Horizon.
Now, do you think that they haven't put out a release date because they are worried about Breath of the Wild 2 stepping on them again?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah.
I think that's a little bit, but I also think they're a little eager. They're just like a little worried, because I don't think Sony realized how well Horizon was going to be received, the first one. So
yeah, being a new IP, of course, it was always a risk. But
and it took off well for them. I think they're just like, okay, we've shown off, we've seen the reaction with the state of play. I think they may wait for Nintendo just to see when Nintendo announces Breath of the Wild 2 to try and make sure they're not going the same weekend.
So how much time is it going to take the developers to work on Aloy's face and get it ready?
Oh, no. She's beautiful the way she is.
Yeah. I'm not even going to go into that. But I think we all need to agree, if Aaron dies, we all riot.
No, yeah, Horizon, I mean, that's the game that made me buy a PS4.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game was great.
Yeah.
It's a great game. I had held off on it, and I got a really great deal on that Black Friday later in the year. I didn't buy it at launch, so
Yeah, I think if you're Sony, you've got to have something to counter Halo and then Starfield, and then who knows? I mean, with Hellblade 2, we don't know how far in development that is. That could be coming out at the end of the year too. So
I wish.
You play the first one?
Yes, I did. Yeah, it was amazing.
It was actually it rose above my expectations. Like I was expecting like just a, not necessarily an indie game, but like a B-list title.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh wow, this is actually really, really fun.
Yeah. So, and especially with Ratchet and Clank, as you were saying, Burly, with Ratchet and Clank coming out pretty soon, I think on the 11th, right?
Yep.
If that's a buggy mess, they're really going to have some problems, and they're gonna have to have something towards the end of the year to make PlayStation gamers happy. And
E3 launch, it starts on June 12th, right?
Yeah, it's the 12th through the 15th. Yes,
that's my birthday.
Yay!
Dirty 30.
Wow.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, Sony.
You're still a baby, Phoenix, compared to me. Yeah.
I'm 30, or about to be 30, but I feel like I'm 60.
Yeah, I'll be 50 something on June 24th. Yeah. So.
Bullshit.
Oh, wow.
No, I'll be 53. Yeah, 53.
Dude, you sound young as fuck.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, hey, that's what living in Japan for 25 years does to you, I guess. Huh?
I need to move to Japan. Maybe I can go back a couple of years.
Yeah, I've been around since the Atari 2600, my friend. I've been around a long time. I've been around longer than Dan has, and
Hey, I had an Atari. That's where I started.
Oh yeah. I was in elementary school with the 2600 playing every day, man. Yeah.
I started on the Super Nintendo and regular Nintendo.
Okay, we're starting to get into Dan's territory here. Yeah. We're getting off topic. Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, no problem, man. So, back to Horizon. I think it has a strong possibility of coming out this year. Probably around November. Burly, would you say?
Yeah, I would say middle to late November. Just it kind of all depends. Like, I think they're waiting on Nintendo's Breath of the Wild 2 release date because no matter what, they don't want it going up the same weekend. I think because Zelda is a much more established franchise, and they know that's just not smart.
Right. So if that's the case, then we won't see a state of play before E3 then.
True. Yeah.
Because then they won't want to announce a release date for Horizon if they got to wait for Breath of the Wild's release date to come out. So yeah. I also think Sony doesn't really care about releasing anything this holiday. They can coast on what they have already. It doesn't really matter.
I wish they would just put more funds into the production and getting them into stores so I can actually get a PS5.
Yeah.
They keep putting these things online, man. These scammers and scalpers, they're just going to keep grabbing them up.
Yeah.
Which I understand that, what I'm saying, there has been price drop and things are a little bit less than $1,000 now, but still, man, I'm not paying that much for a console.
Well,
no,
Phoenix,
definitely. No one should.
Like you were saying, you need to come to Japan. One quick point here is, like I was saying earlier, I was in the electronics store, one of the big ones here in Japan. It's called Yodobashi Camera. And it's like for the past 3 weekends, they've had stock of PS5s.
Hey, man, if I send you the money, will you send me one?
Just go to yodobashi.com and order it.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to just send me that link after the show.
Yeah. I don't know.
What Phoenix is doing for the next 10 minutes.
Don't quote me on that, man. I don't know. Just going physically into the store, and then they also had pre-orders for the black and the red DualSense controllers. So,
nice.
Which come out on the 10th over here. So, okay, Carl, you're up. Prediction number 2, man.
All right, this is my spicy sort of crazy prediction here. All right.
Okay.
But I'm happy. I hope this will make a lot of people happy. I think we could see a new Banjo-Kazooie game.
Ooh.
And I'm trying. Yeah. They've been sort of like, maybe Phil has sort of teased a little bit. He knows people want this. And I've been trying to think of a developer because, it doesn't seem like they have a dev studio ready for this. Which is also going to go into what I think maybe I would hope and would love is if it's going to be developed by Asobo.
Oh, yeah.
And they'll also announce that they've acquired Asobo.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
Because
all the past ones Rare did, right? Who did Nuts and Bolts? Was it Rare?
It's Rare, yeah.
Okay.
But Rare's not, obviously at this point, Rare's not working on that.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah.
So they need someone else to do it. And Asobo, they work with Microsoft, Flight Simulator, of course.
Yeah.
That's big right now. But they did some work on Recore and some Kinect stuff. So they got a lot of experience there. And, they did The Crew 2, which was, and The Crew, which were big open world, racing, but still you can apply sort of that. And if you look back at, they've done that, they did that Young Conquer thing on the HoloLens.
Yeah.
And they worked on a bunch of like Disney sort of platformer things. So, they have the pedigree to do that.
Yeah.
And of course,
That
if
would be
Microsoft
awesome.
buys it, you get a Plague Tale Innocence franchise, which I think could be The Last of Us.
Yeah.
That was actually a really good game too.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I played that on Game Pass and I was blown away. I did not expect it to be as good as it was.
Yeah.
I know.
And you can believe they're most likely working on a sequel to that game already.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Another reason to buy up that studio.
Yeah.
You need that. You need that game.
Yeah.
Don't have the third person action adventure. Just don't.
I mean, there's been rumors for a long time now that Microsoft's going to be purchasing a studio based out here in Japan. I mean, there's been the rumors about Sega. There's been rumors about Capcom and, but I don't think they're really focused on a big major AAA type of developing studio. I think they're like Team Asobo is more like a, kind of a mid-range type of studio. So I think that would be a perfect fit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a private company. So they don't have to, we wouldn't have to know,
Oh, yeah. So do you think, Carl, Flight Simulator could be announced for console at the event?
Well, they already announced that it's coming. I think we'll see it there for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's. I assume it's coming already this year on console.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's just when, I guess.
Right. Yeah. That's cool. It's great to get that, but I don't think that's gonna be, lighten up anything. Right. Flight Simulator is a very niche type of thing. Although this one was very well regarded.
Right. For those people who like Sims, that would be a great addition. But
I was going to install it on my PC, and then it was like over 100 gigs.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't really want to fill that much space on my PC.
Yeah. Well, they actually just a couple days ago they just cut it down.
Yeah, I saw that, which is cool. Yeah. It's good news.
Yep. Okay, here we go. My second prediction. For the Square Enix event, I think we're going to get our first look at the next Deus Ex game. I think they're going to announce a new Deus Ex game. The reason why I say that is because avid Montreal is supposed to be showing off a new game. So I think in most likelihood it's going to be a new Deus Ex. The last Deus Ex, what was it, Mankind Divided, came out in 2016. It was summer of 2016. So
I believe so.
I think it's about time to see a new entry into the series. And we could... I don't think that this is going to happen. It's a long shot, but I'm going to say it anyway. I think we could get an announcement for a new Tomb Raider game as well. And it could be with avid Montreal, who also worked on Shadow of the Tomb Raider, but it could be Crystal Dynamics as well, which worked on the first two installments of the new, trilogy of the Tomb Raider series. But yeah, I think the better bet is a new Deus Ex, and we'll probably see that at the Square Enix event. So that is my second prediction. What do you guys think?
See, I've never actually played a Deus Ex.
Oh man,
that's a blind spot for me.
It's a really great game, dude.
Yeah.
If you have time to go back and try it out, I definitely highly recommend it. I could see that. Deus Ex is really big in its own, like in its own little world, and people that don't play it, they have no idea that world's out there, and the people that have played it, it's not something that they're readily able to just talk about. It's like not something that's brought up a lot, but it's actually like absolutely amazing as far as the tech side of things, like how how much stuff is actually in that game. Like, it's crazy. So that would be awesome to see.
It's kind of interesting how you kind of think about how, the developers for Cyberpunk, CD Projekt Red, they probably took some tips from Deus Ex in a sense, with,
for sure.
Those cybernetic implants and everything else, and Adam Jensen and so.
Yeah, I'd be a little worried for this prediction in that Square seems very risk averse, and the previous ones didn't do as well as they wanted.
Yeah. I just think it's time. I mean, it's been 5 years now, so probably we'll see something. I'm not sure.
Would be good to see a new one.
Yeah, definitely. It's either that or Tomb Raider, and I think Tomb Raider, it's still too early to show off a new one yet.
I love those Tomb Raider games.
They're fantastic. Great. Yeah. I mean, Rise of the Tomb Raider is my favorite of the three, but Shadow was really good as well. So, and I really like Camilla Luddington, who does the voice acting and, for Lara Croft. So I hope she comes back whenever they do announce another one. So,
yeah, I don't understand why Shadow doesn't get as much praise. I mean, it's not obviously, I think it's probably the weakest of the three, but I think they're all great, and it's a great game also. So it's like, if you want more of that, play it.
I don't know. Maybe it could have been because of the location. I don't know. Or how it dealt more with Lara having to come to grips with the person that she became. I don't know. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Burly, you were going to say something?
I was going to say I think Deus Ex would be the one they will announce. I think if they do announce Tomb Raider, it's just Tomb Raider with a logo. Deus Ex, I've actually not played any of them. I have a few of them because I've gotten them through Humble Bundles and stuff like that on Steam. Yeah. It's one of those games that are just sitting in my backlog, and I'm like, one day I'll try you, one day, but...
Yeah.
Wasn't there was a rumor or something about Tomb Raider where they said that they want to do something that melds both the old version of Tomb Raider with the new version.
Yeah, there was. And I don't know really what that means. I mean,
neither do I.
It's like, what are they going to take, like the old graphical Lara and kind of, make it a newer, type of Lara or something? I have no idea what they're going to, or, the stories maybe from the older games, kind of infuse those into a new, title. I have no idea.
Yeah. Sounds like some executive was like, you know what? I like the old Tomb Raider. Can we somehow bring that back?
Yeah.
No, they're gonna send it to Vicarious Vision, Toys for Bobs, and you get Tomb Raider Collection. And then if you get so far enough, you can unlock the classic skin, revamp it like they did with Crash and Spyro. If they knew it would sell and they could put that out within a year, I think they would do that.
Yeah. I just think that if there is a new Tomb Raider coming in the next couple of years, I think it's probably going to go back to Crystal Dynamics. I mean, because the success they had with the first two games, whereas Eidos Montreal, they were working on, Shadow, and maybe that's one of the reasons, Carl, that it didn't do as well, is because of the studio that was involved in working on it. I don't know, but where Crystal Dynamics, they were the ones in charge of it before it was passed on to Eidos Montreal. So, I don't know. We'll see. But I think Deus Ex is a good bet. I think we'll probably see that. All right, Phoenix, you're up. Prediction number 2.
So, as Carl said, this one's kind of spicy.
All right.
So, okay, I don't know if you guys, obviously, Burly, I know you know Blue Point Studios. They're the ones who remade the Demon Souls. Well, that's their most recent project. Okay.
Yep.
So, apparently, I'm pretty sure, even though this is more on the Square Enix side of things instead of necessarily like PlayStation, like adding on to what you were saying, Expat. Mm-hmm. Square Enix, I'm pretty sure that Sony is going to be purchasing, or how do you say, requisitioning? They're going to be taking over or buying Blue Point. Pretty sure they're going to kind of absorb them into their franchise. And I want to say that hopefully that one of my predictions, they're going to be doing a lot of remakes. And one of those remakes, obviously a pipe dream would be Legend of Dragoon. But there's been lots and lots of talk of they're supposedly supposed to be remaking Legacy of Kain. So I'm hoping that we see something from that. I'm predicting that it's gonna be a big deal when they release it. But I think that Square Enix and Bluepoint working together is probably one of the better things that's happened to them. Not necessarily on the Square Enix side, because Square Enix is a standalone company and they can hold their own on any aspect. But on the Bluepoint side of things, like I think it's really going to give them that boost that they need to do what they want to do more of what they want to do as far as remakes. So I'm excited to see what they're going to announce on that. Yeah, Square Enix and Bluepoint, they're going to be working together, and Sony's going to be buying Bluepoint, taking over that. That's like their big move. Like Xbox did with Bethesda, even though Bluepoint isn't as big as a studio as Bethesda, it's still something, Yeah. And so I think the Legacy of Kain remake, we're going to see something on that, and then on the Warner Brothers side of thing, we're going to see some Hogwarts Legacy.
I see.
Because that got postponed, and we haven't heard shit about it since it fucking got postponed.
Yeah,
WB's one of the big reasons I wanted a new gen console. But when it got pushed, I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna be in such a rush then.
Yeah. WB's at E3, so I think we'll see it.
Yeah,
hopefully.
Yeah.
But to go on your thing of Bluepoint, I agree that I think Sony will end up purchasing Bluepoint because it does make sense in acquiring them in. Because just to have another thing and have them do more remasters for them of games, like they did I never played the original Demon Souls, but on playing the remake, they did a great job, and they've done good jobs with other stuff. So have them bring them in and give them access to more of the other franchises, old franchises Sony has just sitting there that aren't doing anything, and that they could potentially bring back and have a studio to use. I think
definitely.
I think that's a strong possibility.
Dude, I know it's a pipe dream, and I know that anyone who is a Legend of Dragoon fan has signed petitions and looked up multiple things, and like there was even a Legend of Dragoon 2 in the works at one point before it was canned. But if they remake that game, dude, I will die a happy man on the gaming side of things, because that's one of my all-time favorite games, dude. From the music to the characters, to the story, the fighting, all that. Like, I just hope they keep it true to its element. Like, I would even settle for a remaster, I wouldn't want them to take away too much, but I would still want them to do something on that, because it's one of the most underrated games on PS1, if I dare say that. But yeah, Bluepoint Studio definitely has the potential to go in there and really fucking put their name on the map.
Yeah, Bluepoint's a no-brainer for Sony. I'm kind of curious why it even hasn't happened yet.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I would have them do Infamous. Absolutely.
Man, that would be awesome.
Remake that, because that game, I mean, that's one of my favorite, PS3 era, Sony exclusives.
Yeah.
But Sony's slow at purchasing stuff. Like, look at how long it took them to buy and bring Insomniac fully in.
Yeah.
That took them way longer. I would have thought Sony, because Insomniac has been they've done one game that's been on Xbox, but other than that, it's like been 99.9 on Sony. Sony is weird with buying studios, but Sony as a whole, the company is not doing well. I think other than their gaming division, their movie division has been not well.
They're in the tank.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's why they're so
PlayStation
aggressive.
Is holding everything up, basically.
Yeah. That's why PlayStation is the most aggressive brand for them.
Yeah. I'll just give you one point here. I mean, being out here in Japan, it's like about 20 years ago, you saw a lot of like Sony TVs on shelves in the electronic stores. You don't see that anymore. And that's why the government here in Japan had to put restrictions up on companies like Samsung and, others in like Taiwan and China from bringing in, like, for example, Huawei and the Samsung TVs, because they had to protect the Japanese companies, especially Sony. Because like out in America, I mean, everybody's buying Samsung TVs and everything, whereas Sony was pretty big about 20 years ago, right? Whereas now, Samsung and Huawei and LG, yeah, I mean, they're much bigger. So PlayStation is pretty much holding Sony afloat at the moment.
Yeah, when I went to buy a TV,
what is your thoughts on the Blue Point thing, Expat? You didn't really say much.
I think that that's a possibility. I agree with you guys. They need to get something done. So, that could be a no-brainer there, I think. So
awesome.
Yeah. Carl, you were going to say something. Go ahead.
When I went to buy a TV to go with my Series X, I actually was really only looking at LG and Samsung.
Yeah.
I didn't really consider anything else.
Did you go with like a 4K? You were looking for a 4K TV?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I got the LG CX.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty much the best on the market. I got the 55 inch, it could be bigger, but
yeah,
it's good enough for me.
And that's the thing. They're the best on the market. And that's why the Japanese government is protecting these electronics companies here in Japan, because they know if they brought these companies in from overseas, they just get buried. Yeah. And, Sony was innovative back about 20, 30 years ago, with their Walkmans and their TVs and all. But so now it's all about PlayStation, and PlayStation's holding everything up now. Like you were saying about the Sony movie studios, they're kind of in trouble. Yeah, Phoenix, go ahead.
What do you think they got to be doing something, man? They're not just not doing anything. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, only a portion of Sony is PlayStation. So, what is the rest of the company doing? Like, what are they? Are they working on something big? Are they holding out for the final? You know what I'm saying? Like, they got to be doing something, man. They're not just
smartphones.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Well, they've had smartphones for forever.
Yeah, that and tablets, things like that. So, they're working on other stuff, but
the smartphones don't penetrate, in the U.S. at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to pretty much Google that. You got to like buy that from overseas.
Yeah.
Didn't they buy one of the anime thing, one of the big ones, big production, or was it not Funimation? One of them.
I don't remember the name.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember, but I know they were getting more into the anime stuff.
Yeah. Okay, Burly, you're up, man. Prediction number 3.
Okay, this one's another Nintendo one. And this one, because like Nintendo is kind of hard to, like, besides the few things we know we'll get, but Nintendo surprised us a month ago, I think it was, where they added the online mode to Super Mario Party. I think we're gonna get some Mario Kart 8 content added in, because with this whole pandemic, Nintendo's been just raking in cash, and Mario Kart 8 has been one of their top sellers with the Switch. I think, you know what, they will throw content, because in all honesty, do they want to spend the money and resources and put into Mario Kart 9? No. I think they'll just throw content for 8, and it'll sell like hotcakes.
Didn't they have some kind of augmented reality, something that they were working on for the Mario Kart series as well?
They had those toys. They had those toys. They had those toys and with the phones and stuff.
Right.
They may have tried augmented reality. I can't remember, but I just see more Mario Kart 8 content.
Let's see. Do you guys have any comments on that one?
I mean, Mario Kart's actually pretty big for what it is, like, if that makes any sense. It's competitive, but it's fun, and for them to just like disown it or like not do anything with it, it would be crazy. So I hope they do. Add more characters, because I haven't really heard anything about it lately. Like they have really been focusing on it, so it would make sense for them to do something with it, because there's a bigger fan base around that than what you would expect.
Yeah. So, Burly, do you think we will not get a Mario Kart 9 announcement? It's going to stay with 8?
I think we're going to stay with 8, so that means we're getting the Mario Kart 9 announcement this year, because I'll be wrong. Because I have
it'll be for the Switch
record.
Pro or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Exclusive Switch Pro, Mario Kart 9.
With also your Halo Infinite on there through xCloud. What are crazy things we can say?
So do you think this will be something like midway through the show of the Direct that they'll show this?
I think this will be kind of like, I think after the Smash character, we'll get a small little rivet of just stuff that is either recently coming out or just recent, because they'll spend a minute or two on Game Builder Garage, because that comes out like I think 5 days before their Direct. So I think they'll spend a few minutes on that just to prep people and be like, yeah, make your own games. People can play your own stuff, which I can't wait to pick that up to stream, because I won't be making stuff, but playing people's creations is a lot of fun. But I think they'll do a little mid-Caesar thing and then go into Mario Kart and be like, here you go, we're adding content. I don't know if it'll be more character. I think we'll get at least 1 or 2 more tracks, maybe 4. And we'll get at least 2 characters, I say.
Oh. Cool.
I see it. I mean, I just saw the other day, it was a sale for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for like, I don't know, was it 40 or 50? I'm like, it's on sale only for that much?
That's Nintendo, man. Nintendo.
For Nintendo, that's a really good sale.
Yeah.
It's like, if they can keep selling it at that price, yeah, why not? Keep throwing stuff in there. Sell more.
Yeah. That's one gaming company that will never drop prices. I mean, Nintendo is just infamous for that. Yeah. It's if you see a price drop, it's an eye opener usually. So, yeah. Okay, Carl, you're up. Prediction number 3 for you, man.
All right, I have a Nintendo one.
All right,
I am gonna go with, and we're gonna see a sequel to Fire Emblem 3 Houses.
Ooh.
And now the reason I say this is because, one, I love the first game, and I just want another one. But the franchise has been on a 2-year cycle since 2015. So, the last one was 2019. Timing wise, we should be seeing it. And I was kind of thinking, COVID, whatever delays, might be 2022. But they just said that the show is going to focus on stuff mostly for this year. So, yeah, You know what? I think it'll come this year.
Burly, what do you think of that one?
I think I think that's quite possible, because you can, in all honesty, Fire Emblem, like, I haven't finished 3 Houses. I'm slowly working my way through it. They do reuse a lot, so they can make it a little bit, and it has been on a 2-year cycle for years. So I think it's quite possibility. Whether it'll be as big and long as 3 Houses, that I don't know. But I think we could get a Fire Emblem late this year.
So, a question, like, I haven't really played a lot of the Fire Emblem games. Do they all tie in together, or is it like they're standalone, like they don't coincide with each other?
I can't really answer that because I've only really played Fire Emblem Three Houses. I've dabbled in others, but this is the one that really got me into it.
Sorry, guys, I'm out of the loop on Fire Emblem. I haven't played.
There is tie-ins. I may be wrong on the numbers, but I think it's Fire Emblem. The first one we got in North America for the GBA was like 7 or 5. And that's for Roy. That's in Smash Brothers. And then I think the next one after it was a prequel to that game where you play as his father, Eliwood. Like, some of the games tie in, but overall they're all separate universes, separate continuities.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Three Houses was its own separate thing as well, just because it's significantly different from the other games.
You know, Nintendo, if you want something that'll sell and make tons, remake Fire Emblem Awakening, the 3DS game, in Three Houses style. You have my money and a lot of people's money, because that was such a good game. I could see them doing that.
Okay. All right. I'm up in prediction number 3. This is something that I'm throwing in here and out of left field, but I would love to see it happen. It most likely won't, but nevertheless, here it goes. I will say that during the Ubisoft presentation, we'll get a small glimpse of next year's Assassin's Creed game. As you guys, I don't know if you guys know this, Assassin's Creed is my favorite series. I love the Assassin's Creed series. I'm a big Assassin's Creed guy. So,
which one was your favorite?
Black Flag.
Yes,
good one.
Love Black Flag. Yeah. But I did love all the Ezio ones too. The Ezio games were really good as well. But yeah, Black Flag has a special place in my heart. I love that one. So anyway, we're going to get a small glimpse of next year's Assassin's Creed game after the discussion of continued support for Valhalla into 2022, of course. But the next Assassin's Creed game will be set in Meiji era Japan, late 19th century, of course.
Ooh, that'll be cool.
And a lot of people have been asking for a Japanese-style Assassin's Creed game. I think you're going to finally get it. And the new assassin will be fighting the Templars, who have aligned themselves with the modernizing industrialists that are putting pressure on the imperial government to catch up with the West, and which was the situation in Meiji-era Japan. So I think, that's just like I'm saying, I'm throwing this out. This is from left field, but I would love to see this happen. I would love to see them give an announcement of what's coming next year and just a small glimpse of the new Assassin's Creed game, which will be focused on Meiji-era Japan. So
I would play the shit out of that.
Yeah,
I'll play that.
Yeah.
That
sounds good. It's
amazing. Yeah.
It's what everybody's wanted for a long time now. Although they got beat to it with Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah,
but they could do so much. Like, they could do so much with that. You could have like a ninja class, like where you could like run like stealthy kind of aspect to it. You know, where you like run up in the banisters and like run, because they already have like the parkour thing.
Yeah.
So I think that would be awesome to see.
And one thing about Ghost of Tsushima is it's set 1,000 years earlier than the Meiji period, pretty much. And even though the game had Edo period style, for example, clothing and so they didn't really do a good job when it came to the historical aspects of the game. But that's another point. But
I think hired you to consult. You know,
yeah. But I mean, I think the Meiji era would be really interesting because it would tie into this, this rush to catch up with the West and industrialization that really, pretty much, defined the late 19th century here in Japan. And I think that would be really cool. You'd see like an assassin that is maybe from the samurai class. And of course, the samurai class were pretty much cut off when it came to the government, the new government, run by the emperor. But then again, you could have the emperor having pressure put on him from the Templars, and so the assassin would be fighting these industrialist Templars in a sense. It would be really cool, I think. But yeah,
sounds great. I don't think I'm playing the next Assassin's Creed game unless it's that.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, man, it's from left field. It's like my dream Assassin's Creed game. But I think we might possibly get some kind of announcement, but maybe not. I mean, it's probably too early. But usually Ubisoft waits until the year that it's going to be coming out, like in the spring or something like that. I think that's what they did with Valhalla. I think it was in the spring. I think when they announced like the title of the game and the location and everything else. But I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. But
I think we'll get a small. I think we'll get a small tease. Like I think they'll just say we have a new one in development. And we're excited. We will show you something more later this year.
Yeah,
I would love that if that's what the Assassin's Creed next game is going to be. Please don't make the story so long and freaking bloated. That's like I still haven't finished Valhalla, and I'm like 50-something hours. Like
it took me 85 hours to finish the campaign.
God!
Like. There are great moments in that campaign, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
That campaign is so freaking bloated. It's like Ubisoft, cut half of this shit, make a good campaign.
Yeah. Yeah.
It gets hard to follow, I actually, the last one I really put time into was Origins.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And I really liked the characters and the story it was telling. But also, it was so far apart that I was starting to forget what was going on in the story as it went.
Yeah. Did you try the historical tour in Origins, Carl?
No, I didn't jump into that.
Go for that. It's excellent. It's excellent. I mean, the history tour, you go through the pyramids, you go through, for example, you go through Memphis, you go through the library at Alexandria. It's really, really cool. So,
okay. How long does that go for?
It could go for 5 or 6 hours. It's really, they put a lot of content into it. It's really good. The Odyssey one is not as full of content, but still, it's also good nonetheless. So,
I love the pyramids. When you start going over to the pyramids in that game, it's just a sight to behold.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I was a history major in college, other than being a basketball player, of course. But I mean, that's why I love the Assassin's Creed series. You get to explore these, historical points in time and see stuff like the pyramids, or like, for example, in Paris, the Notre Dame, before it was burned down, obviously. But
tragic.
Yeah.
I didn't know you played basketball, Expat.
Yeah, I was a basketball player in high school and college. Yeah.
What position did you play?
Shooting guard.
Nice.
Yeah. Yep. And you were a nose tackle, right? I remember that. You were saying you played football. You were a nose tackle in football. Yeah.
Yeah, but I wish, even though I do have love for football, I really wish I would have played basketball. Because, I like it more than I do football now that I actually understand the game.
Mm. Yeah. I played football through junior high. I was a quarterback, but my parents, I was a top basketball player out here, where I'm from. I was from, San Francisco Bay Area, and my parents were like, when you start high school, you got to choose one sport. And with football, the chances of getting an injury are higher percentage wise than in basketball. Yeah. So, and I was more of a basketball player, but I was good at football as a quarterback, but basketball was my game. So they were like, make a choice. And so I'm like, okay, basketball. So anyway, that was another lifetime ago though. So anyway, all right. So Phoenix, you're up. So prediction number 3.
Okay. So this, I'm not necessarily going to call it a prediction, but it is, in a sense. I was doing research for predictions and stuff last night, and I came across an interesting article. So I want to know what your guys' opinion is on this. And I do think that if they play their cards right, that this could be a really big title. So it's kind of a prediction, but it's not at the same time, if that makes sense. But so I'm just going to read this article real quick, and then I'm going to tell you my thoughts on it. Okay, so this is a source from Bethesda. It goes along with Bethesda. It says, we've also heard for some time that Arcane, which is one of the studios that is under them, is working on a vampire-themed immersive sim named or codenamed Omen. We know next to nothing about this title, but Arcane is known for immersive first-person games which prioritize player agency. I think it is fair to envision a Dishonored-like stealth sim with vampire-style powers and all the potential choice and consequence that comes along with being a dark creature of the night. Okay, the fact that it's codenamed Omen is reminiscent of Blood Omen. I don't know if you guys ever remember that old game, but you're a vampire, and I mean it's pretty much it ties into Kane, but not. It doesn't. It's like it's different, but it's kind of the same concept. But I've been saying this for years. Besides the game Vampire, like I actually wanted to study and learn coding and work on a video game myself. And myself, we don't have many vampire games nowadays. And that is something that I wanted to work on and I wanted to do. So when I seen that really jumped off the screen at me, and I was just like, okay, well, this could be a really big title if they do it, because there's no other titles like that. Mm-hmm. So what I'm predicting is if they are that Arcane is working on Omen, and if they announce it, I'm predicting that it's going to be really big and it's going to have a really great reaction from the crowd to anyone who remembers anything about Omen or any vampires. Like, I don't know. I know we had like vampires and werewolves and like, was it Skyrim?
Yeah.
But
Oblivion.
It wasn't Oblivion. Okay, I know it wasn't like based around that. Like, but to actually be like your main character is a vampire, and like you have the choice of being good or evil, or like if you go down the evil side of things, then you like evil powers, or you can do like certain stealth assassinations. You know what I mean? Like certain aspects of evil. Whereas if you're good, you try to like do good and like heal and like be more self-conscious about your kills or where you feed from and stuff like that. Like I think that would be an awesome game for them if they are going that path with it.
Phoenix, did you play the Dawn Guard expansion in Skyrim?
Yeah, I did. That's why I said that.
There you go. Yeah, I immediately thought of that. That was fantastic.
Yeah. You could literally just hover on the water, like as the vampire. You didn't even have to like worry about falling in or swimming. Like you could just hover over the water.
And so there's that Vampire the Masquerade 2, which I mean now doesn't actually have a developer, which is tragic. I actually haven't been able to play that game. I tried to download it and it wouldn't run, so I just didn't play it. Yeah, I do wonder if that second one's ever going to come out at this point.
I think that's going to get
really excited to see what Arcane does with that, though. I'm excited.
Yeah, that's one of the big Xbox rumors going around, and it's seeming like that's definitely going to be a thing, if not revealed at this show sometime soon.
Yeah.
What do you think, Burly?
I think Omen might be a little too early to get a lot from E3. I think you may get your little half a minute CGI reveal trailer, but nothing too much. I don't think. Be interesting to say. Like you said, there's not a lot of games with vampirism, because I think the most that I ever played was I like the little line, if you get it in Oblivion, the quest line that you can go to try and cure it, and you got to go into I think it was like the alpha vampire. You have to kill him. If you kill him, you get stuff. You can cure their vampirism, or I think it was give yourself more powers. And I remember the thing of if you went out in the sun, you had to book it fast in the shade, or you were dead. I remember that.
Do you think it has potential though to be like a AAA title, or do you think it's going to be like a smaller like B-list title?
I don't think it'll be AAA, but like as you're reading stuff on the article, like using stuff from Dishonored, I love Dishonored 1. Dishonored 1's easily in my top favorite games. So I would love to see
it was just so short.
I've done everything in that game of like, playing good, bad, beating the whole game with never killing anyone. Just that kind of stuff and the choices and stuff. Oh, it's a lot of fun. But like having if you give some cool powers with like that and give a decent choice system that actually matters, and giving me okay, if I go down this dark road I get these awesome cool powers, but if I go good I get these abilities, whatever. It could be interesting, but I think we'll get a small trailer.
Awesome.
All right. Okay, so now it's time for any last comments on E3. Any other things you guys want to throw in?
I got one up quickly. Oh,
go ahead, Carl. Go ahead.
Okay, thanks. WB is going to be there, so I think it might be time to show Monolith Productions' next game, which, what they did Middle Earth, Shadow of Mordor, Shadow of War.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Whether or not it'll be a sequel to that, I don't know, but they're definitely going to use that Nemesis system, which they patented.
Yeah.
That Nemesis system is so awesome.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Burly or Phoenix, do you guys have any other quick predictions?
Fable.
More Fable?
It's time. Yep, more Fable. We got to have more Fable.
Mm-hmm.
That it's time, dude. I mean, it's been what? Fable 3 came out when?
Oh, goodness.
2013 or something around that.
Long time.
Yeah.
It's been a long time, dude. They October 26, 2010.
Yeah.
But even besides that, the initial rumor that Playground was working on an open world RPG dates all the way back to 2017.
Yeah, man, it's time. It's time.
I need to see that too.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that,
go ahead, Phoenix. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was saying, other than that, that's about it. I don't really have any more.
How about The Evil Within 3? What do you guys think of that?
That would be interesting.
Yeah, maybe.
The first two were insanely scary, but also awesome at the same time.
Is that Tango?
Yeah, I could see Bethesda during the Xbox Bethesda showcase. I think maybe we might see something. Yeah, that's a possibility, I think.
Yeah. Now they're working on that Ghostwire Tokyo game.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
I don't know if their studio has, separate division that could work on both, but yeah, I mean, they should.
Yeah.
I think we will get that rumored game that the cross was it Team Ninja has been working with Square to do something with like Final Fantasy Origins. So give you an action RPG, maybe retelling of one of the classic Final Fantasy games of the first couple. Mm. So I'd love to see that. Yeah. You remake even the first game, make it action RPG. I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
Interesting idea. That I think that rumor almost seems like it's a leak at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
hopefully it's true.
Yeah. Although there's also the idea that it might be another PlayStation exclusive or timed exclusive.
Yeah. How about Psychonauts 2? When are we going to get a release date on Psychonauts 2?
Oh, yeah, they got to have a release date, right?
Yeah. It's been a long time already since they announced it. So.
Yeah. I saw something this morning actually on Twitter where it might be August 25th, the date, because they found a listing on Steam that they moved it from its placeholder in between other games on that date. So,
yeah. How about another Wolfenstein? Think we'll get something from that?
Machine Games, right?
Machine Games.
I think we'll see Indiana Jones before that. But
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
I hope so. I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Better be first person though. I mean, sorry, third person.
Yeah.
Hurting myself there.
How do you guys feel about Far Cry 6 having third person elements to it now? That's interesting. The Far Cry series being first person, yeah.
Okay, I have kind of a salt in my wound taste for Far Cry.
Uh-huh.
like I played the original Far Cry, like Far Cry 2, and then I think wasn't it like Far Cry Primal Beast or something like that?
Yeah, Far Cry Primal.
And like those older games, like the older Far Cries, there was more of like an adventure feel. You know, like it was like more of an explorative. Like I remember one, you're riding around in a dune buggy looking for diamonds, and like those diamonds are used to upgrade your stuff, and now it's turned like I don't know. It's different than what it used to be. Like now it's got more of a first person shooter, like gun, your customization with your guns and stuff like that. Like I just feel like it's changed a little bit, but it's hard to explain. You know, like I feel like the older ones were more explorative, and then these ones are more like arcade-ish, if that makes sense. Mm. But that's just my personal opinion. But I don't know. Far Cry 6, I haven't even like. I know they're coming out with it. I just haven't seen much on it. What do you know, like the theory behind or the basis behind it?
Well, I mean, they're probably going to show more of it off at the Ubisoft Forward.
They showed a whole big reveal of it with gameplay and story.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't get to catch all that.
You should check it out because I'm not a big Far Cry person. I played Primal, which I really enjoyed, but I saw that and I was like, I think I might get this. I'm totally into what they're doing there.
Yeah.
All right, I'll check it out.
Yeah. And those third person things that you mentioned, Expat, those are cool. I love third person.
Yeah.
But in that respect where it's almost like super moves or something, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that they're zooming out to show you the backpack, shooting off the missiles and stuff. That's
right.
cool.
Well,
I love it.
Right.
All about
it. I mean, I definitely dig the option that they give you. You know, what if I want to play in third person? That option's there. Is it going to be you can change between first person and third person, or is it going to be just specifically third person aspect?
They didn't say that, so I think it's just first person, and it jumps to third person for certain attacks.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah. I missed that part. My bad.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'd love a third person option. But
yeah. So one other thing, does Battlefield 6 get announced for Game Pass day one?
I'm thinking yes.
Yeah. Yes.
I think it will. I'm going to say no, just because it is one of EA's bigger franchises. And if correct me if I'm wrong on this, EA's done, a lot of their back catalog on there, but they didn't really hit much with new on Game Pass. I forget if Squadrons did, but Squadrons was more of a budget title.
Yeah.
Yeah, Squadrons came later with the typical EA play, like, what is it, 6 months after? I don't remember.
Yeah, it was about 6 months after.
Yeah.
I mean, it could go either way.
Yeah.
They could. I know it'll be on there eventually, though.
I think with the trend that's going on now, like with Outriders coming day one, all that, I think, these companies are looking at that and there's potential there.
Definitely.
So
I was actually really surprised.
Yeah,
I was surprised that Outriders hit day one. They didn't even they didn't announce that it was going to be day one Game Pass, did they?
They announced late on, like a few months before. Sorry for jumping in.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. So I think Game Pass is going to be huge at this showcase that Xbox and Bethesda are doing. So.
Yeah, I definitely think EA is going to want to make a splash there with Battlefield 6, and that franchise has been losing ground to Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last Battlefield wasn't that great, so I hope they bring it back with this one.
And there's rumors that there's no campaign in it in Battlefield 6. Yeah.
Good. That means they're actually maybe put some more into the multiplayer side of things, because dude, Battlefield 3, like the conquest and like leveling up your fighter jets and all that, leveling up your helicopter, like that was just so like I loved the multiplayer on Battlefield 3. But most multiplayer Battlefield since then has just kind of fell shy of that experience for me. So I'm hoping that they bring some kind of system back to Battlefield 6, and the fact that they don't have a campaign, maybe that means that they've put more into it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hold your breath on this. This is EA, and DICE hasn't done well on these games. I it's kind of saddens me because like I loved Battlefield Bad Company 2's campaign. It was actually really good, and then the original Battlefield 1's wasn't bad. The Battlefield World War game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember
that was good. I think
those are the only Battlefield campaigns I did play. Go ahead, Burly. I'm sorry.
That's okay. No, they're good ones for you to play, but I think it will just be multiplayer only. They're gonna chase Battle Royale mode. There will be a Battle Royale mode. It's whether or not how much gimmicky and trying to put loot boxes in this one they're gonna do. That's what's up in the air, I think.
Okay, one last one for you guys. Are we gonna get a new Star Wars game reveal?
If we do, I hope that they add on to the last one. I can't remember the name of it. I just blanked out.
Jedi Fallen Order.
Jedi Fallen
Yes.
Order. Yeah.
Yes, I hope. Because what I played of that was just mind-blowing, dude. So I hope they take that, but also with like some Knights of the Old Republic aspect, because that was one of the best Star Wars games they ever made.
Carl, isn't Fallen Order getting enhancements for Series X? And for PS5, there's going to be a PS5 version too, I think.
Yeah, it is. They're making a native version, which is interesting because they already did the basic, enhancements already.
Yeah.
So you can play at 60 frames per second on Series X right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that game's it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
That was my game of the year that year, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think we're definitely getting a sequel for that, but when that is, I don't know.
They announced a sequel. I think it was either late last year or early this year for Jedi
it's
Fallen
coming.
Order.
It's
coming. I think we may get a small tease. It's not going to be a 2021 release. There are the rumors that there's going to be a whole Knights of the Old Republic 1 remake. Whether or not it's from a ground up remake, or they're just going to be, okay, this runs better on modern computers and consoles, and the graphics are updated. We don't know, but I'd like to see from another company, just nothing EA, nothing BioWare. Now that anyone can make Star Wars games, someone just give us a teaser, even if it's just a logo at this point, just to say. I don't know, Square is working on a Star Wars game.
Yeah, for example, like the one that Amy Hennig was working on.
Yeah.
Somebody pick that up and continue. That would be amazing.
I feel bad for her. She has gotten a raw deal.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't there, who announced one? Ubisoft, right? An open world Star Wars game?
Yep.
Maybe we see that.
Maybe we'll see that.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. Instead of my Assassin's Creed game in Japan. Gosh darn it.
No, they'll be both. Okay, we'll all be happy.
That would be awesome. Yeah,
I've got it all figured out. They're gonna this next Assassin's Creed is gonna all breach into the Star Wars,
the Star Wars universe.
The assassins got to go in the future. Tie in with Luke Skywalker because they'll just use the name there just to sell copy.
Yeah. Instead of the assassin's blade, it'll be like a small lightsaber attached to the...
Exactly. And the true...
You guys think that we're going to hear anything on from Obsidian about like if they're going to come out with the Outer Worlds 2 or not?
That's a strong possibility, I think. Yeah. I think we'll see
or we see Avowed. Could see more of that.
Yeah.
Either one or both, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Which one did you say?
Oh, Avowed.
Avowed?
Yeah.
Yes, that's
I don't think I've heard of that one.
It's like Skyrim, Elder Scrolls type of game.
Right.
Oh, okay.
It's in the universe of Pillars of Eternity, which is a top-down sort of Baldur's Gate type of RPG.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So that is our E3 predictions for next week. So we got a huge lineup coming up next week. Actually, here on the Arena, we're going to be doing some live reaction streams on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Expat2020. So I want to kind of read through the list. We're going to do some of the main events here, but the first event is going to be the Jeff Keighley Summer Game Fest event, which will go up on Twitch at twitch.tv/Expat2020, and then to my YouTube channel, Expat2020 Gaming. And the Summer Game Fest is on Thursday, June 10th at 11 a.m. Pacific Time, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. BST, which is British Summer Time, and 2 a.m. my time here in Japan. So we'll be doing a live stream for that, live reaction stream. Event 2 on the list for our live reactions will be the Ubisoft Forward, which will go up on the Twitch channel and then up to YouTube later. And that's on Saturday, June 12th at 12 p.m. Pacific Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and 8 p.m. British Summer Time, and at 4 a.m. Japan Standard Time. Event 3 will be the Xbox and Bethesda Games Showcase, which we will be doing a live reaction on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Expat2020, and then later uploaded to my YouTube channel. And that event is on Sunday, June 13th at 10 a.m. Pacific Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. British Summer Time, and 2 a.m. JST, which is Japan Standard Time. Event 4 will be the Square Enix Presents, and that is on Sunday, June 13th at 12:15 Pacific Time, 3:15 Eastern Time, and 8:15 BST, British Summer Time. And finally, the final event that we will be covering for live reactions will be the Nintendo Direct and Treehouse Live, which will be on Tuesday, June 15th at 9 a.m. Pacific Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, and 5 p.m. British Summer Time. So those are the events that the Arena will be covering. So I hope you can come and watch those with us. We'll be doing live reaction streams to that. So yeah, a busy week coming up for us here at the Arena. And I want to make an announcement here on the episode here. Our friend who's on the show here tonight, BurlyMenGaming, he's been a loyal follower, and he's also been a special guest on our show many times now. Well, I want to announce that Burly is going to be becoming a new co-host here on the Arena. So congratulations, Burly, and welcome to the family. So Burly's going to be on with us at least once a month, but he's also going to be contributing news stories as well. And he will be joining Dan and I on the Arena. So Burly, congratulations, and welcome to the family, man. Welcome to the Arena full time.
Thank you. Did you meet all my demands? My manager sent them last minute. No. Thank you for joining me, and it's been a blast just doing the show as a guest, and I can't wait to do some more hosting.
Yeah, and we're hoping that we can get you on some of these live reaction streams for E3 with us as well. So, yeah. So Dan's probably going to be joining us for some of those as well. So, we'll be talking about that later. So,
yeah, I'll definitely message you back on a few on the schedule. Yesterday, just at work, just became swamped. But there's a few I can definitely join you. For the ones I can't join you live, I can at least be in the chat moderating and giving my opinions.
Yeah, no problem, man. So, all right. And I want to thank you, Phoenix, for being on again. And it was a pleasure having you on and having all of our E3 predictions. It was really cool. So thank you so much, man.
Yeah, man, I appreciate y'all having me. It's always a blast to be hanging out and talking about games with you guys. Burly, congratulations, man. That's awesome. I look forward to your take on things, and I definitely look forward to those E3 the live reactions. Are you going to be posting like the full lineup on your Twitter, like the schedules?
Yeah, and it's up on my Patreon page as well, so you can check that out, Phoenix.
Okay.
And yeah, so basically, I'll be posting that again. So that's going to be a cool lineup, and Dan's going to be, like I said, he's going to be joining us for some of those as well. So looking forward to it, man. So, and Carl, I want to thank you for coming on the show, man. Really appreciate it, and it was really cool hearing your E3 predictions, and really hope you can come on the show again, man. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me. Thanks for the invite. It's just fun. It's just great talking video games, and I love it.
Yeah, thank you so much, and we're hoping to have you on again soon. Maybe one of the times when Dan's not working and he can make time out of his schedule to have a podcast with us when you guys are awake. Yeah.
Yeah. Congrats to Burly as well.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yep. All right. So before we conclude the episode, I want to let everyone know where you can find me on social media. You can find my YouTube channel for gaming content at youtube.com/Expat2020 Gaming and at Expat2020 Live. My other social media links to Twitter, Instagram, the Arena Podcast Discord server, and the podcast website are at Linktree. So that's at linktr.ee/Expat2020. I'm also a live streamer and a Twitch affiliate on twitch.tv/Expat2020, and I do occasional gaming and special event live streams, especially this coming week, for the podcast, as well as a supplement to the show called The Arena, the multiplatform gaming news week in review live stream. So that does it for me. Burly, where can people find you on social media, man?
You can find me my twitch.tv/BurlyMenGaming. I stream there about 5 days a week. You can also find me on Twitter, Twitter.com. At BurlyMenGaming. I swear I can talk properly one day. But I'm just, because this is going on the going up, everyone can hear this today. I've just got two little things I'm announcing. I am actually streaming on the day Ratchet & Clank comes out. I have that pre-ordered, so if anyone wants to check out Ratchet & Clank, I will be streaming it.
Awesome.
On Friday, June 11th. That's going to be a long stream. We may finish the campaign in one sitting because the Ratchet & Clank games are not long story games. Mm-hmm. So if you want to see that, check that out. And that at the end of June, Sunday, June 27th, I'll be doing my 2-year affiliate anniversary stream.
Awesome.
Where I'll be streaming the Simpsons Hit and Run, have a special Stream Loots deck on there, and just have a bunch of fun and have a giveaway.
Awesome. And one more time, congratulations and welcome to the family, Burly. So, yeah, welcome into the arena as one of my co-hosts. Thank you so much, man. All right, Carl, where can people find you on social media?
Oh, I'm just on Twitter. It's my name, at Carl Freemerman. That's CarlFreemerman. And I just talk about games. You might want to worry about some politics stuff on there. I don't know, but I gotta make my voice heard. It's the only way to get it out there. Other than that, I don't have anything to promote, but I would say everyone out there, support your content creators. These guys are great. They work really hard. And, if you can throw money at microtransactions, you can throw money at these guys.
Thanks, Carl, man. And we're really hoping you come on again soon, man. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yep. And Phoenix, where can people find you on social media?
You can find me on Twitter at PhalexUnknown. That's FalexUnknown. That was my original handle before I became Phoenix. I'm on YouTube, PhoenixArising. And then twitch.tv/PhoenixArising. Mm-hmm. And that's it. Also, I have an announcement.
Yep.
We are going to have another baby.
Hey, congratulations, man. Yeah.
We find out June 15th if it's a boy or a girl. We're going to have a big gender reveal party. May or may not try and stream that, but I most likely will try to. I've never done any IRL streams, so that would be interesting to try and do.
Cool.
But on top of that, I'm also probably going to be streaming a little less, maybe start doing more YouTube stuff because I'm about to go into the Painters Union, and I'm going to be traveling a lot. So I got to get me a laptop so that I can actually be able to do stuff like that on the road, because I don't want to lug my desktop around with me. But yeah, a lot of changes coming, and a lot of stuff to get used to. New baby, new job, all that good stuff. But the job is actually going to be a career, so I'll be making in 1 month what I make at my current job in a year. So it'll be awesome. A lot better for us financially.
That's awesome. Amazing.
Awesome.
Well, good luck with that, and thank you so much for coming on again, Phoenix, and we look forward to having you on again, man.
I look forward to it. I love you.
Love you too, bro. Thanks so much, man. All right, to end the show, our indie recording artist spotlight to end. This week's spotlight is on Macadamia. Mac is the creator of all kinds, shapes, and sounds. In Mac's music, you can hear little pieces that come together to form its own kind of music. From dark, twisted, warped synths and guitars to catchy melodic forms and structures. Mac's building his layers by mixing so many genres, like cold electronic sounds and glitch hop, warm acoustic elements from African grooves and rhymes, and rhythms, gospel, 60s, 70s music, and more. From the title song of his album called Other Side. This has been The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast, episode 40, our special E3 predictions episode for 2021. I've been your host, Expat, along with my co-host, BurlyMenGaming, and our other special guests, Turn-Based Carl and PhoenixArising. We hope to catch you in the next one. So our next episode will be on June 19th, everyone. So next week will be our E3 live reactions coverage. So we hope to catch you for all of those. So take care, everyone. Peace out.
Do you just feel like there is no air left to breathe? Do you just wanna to be left outside the grid? It's all for sure, I didn't know. I wonder what it meant to be. If I let go and let it flow, I think there's more to see.
I just need a break. I'll take what you need. I just need to break.
I'll take you to the trip to the other side. I'll take you to the trip to the other side. Take a step to the trip to the other side. I'll take you to a trip to the other side. Take a trip to the other side. I'll take you to the trip to the other side. Take a step to the trip to the other side. I'll take you to a trip to the other side. Do you just feel like there is no just left to see? Do you just wanna to rewriting down your script? It's all for sure, so you didn't know. I wonder what it meant to be. If I let go, so let it flow. I think there's more in me.
I just need